Board Games and Brews is back, just in time to celebrate the best season of the year. And with autumn back in full swing, you know what that means. Well, yes, but... Well, okay, that too, I guess. Yeah, but okay. Oh, for fuck's sake, I mean football! God damn it! That's right, football and autumn go together like Betty Page and Santa hats. And believe it or not, football has been turned into a board game. Many times, in fact. And while there are a ton of options to choose from, we here at Board Games and Brews like NFL Showdown the best. And it just isn't a true game day without a good ice-cold beer to go with it. In the spirit of the fall, we have Night Owl Pumpkin Ale by Elysian Brewing. Here, first round's on me. In NFL Showdown, 2 players square off as one of their favorite NFL teams using a series of offensive and defensive playbook cards and a handful of dice to move this awkwardly large football up and down the field, scoring as many touchdowns as they can before the game is over. Like in actual football, the game is broken up into 4 quarters. During your offensive possession, you have 4 chances, known as downs, to move the ball at least 10 yards down the field in order to obtain 4 new downs, eventually leading to the end zone for a touchdown or giving the other team the ball in a turnover. The heart of the game is found in these playbook cards. Each stack of offense and defense cards are broken up into 3 different categories of power run, shotgun, and rookie. Each offensive card will highlight which position will be activated for the play, and each defensive card will show 3 different resulting outcomes of the play in the form of arrows and dice. You can play using just the rookie cards, but it's definitely more fun to use the full playbook. At the start of each down, the offensive player will announce which type of play they intend to run. Both players will then secretly select the play from the chosen category and lay them down on either side of the line of scrimmage before revealing them simultaneously. Follow the completed pattern to see the result of the play and adjust the pieces on the field accordingly. During this down, the defensive player chose their play wisely and stopped a run play for a loss of 5 yards. But on the next down, the offensive player made the better call and hit their wide-open receiver for a massive 30-yard gain. Certain plays will make the offensive player roll dice to see the conclusion of the play. Depending on the color of the die will depend on how many yards your pass play will earn you, anywhere from 0 and 30. These dice are also used to punt or kick the ball off to your opponent. Use any number of dice you'd like depending on the distance you want the ball to travel, and add them together after the roll. Now sometimes you'll need to combo one of these dice with the white die to determine whether your pass was caught, incomplete, or intercepted. Each category of playbook cards will give you 1 favorable combo, 1 unfavorable combo, and a combo left entirely up to chance. What play you choose will all depend on the yards needed, what you think your opponent is going to play against you, and what you think your opponent thinks you'll be playing against them. It's a total battle of wits and can create some seriously fun tension. Now, much like in real football, the game is designed to favor the offense to not only keep the ball moving up and down the field, but also allow for a greater possibility for a fuck ton of scoring. Oh, touchdown! Remember that awkwardly large ball? Well, it's built that way for a reason. Sorry, fellas, but sometimes size matters. Once a touchdown is scored and the extra point is needed, or the offensive player needs to instead settle for a field goal, that's when these bad boys come out. In NFL Showdown, you actually have to kick the ball through the uprights. Remember, keep those laces out. This little element of dexterity is undoubtedly a novelty to attract kids to the game, but honestly, who cares? It's really fucking fun, and it adds a nice layer of texture to the game. Once each player has had a turn of offense, the next quarter begins, with a kickoff between halves, just like the real game. And that reminds me, we need another round. Let's take a halftime break and grab us another Night Owl. Now, given the time of year we're in, you will find no shortages of pumpkin-flavored beer wherever you go. So what makes Night Owl by Elysian stand out? A slightly higher alcohol content than most for starters, but not so high it's reaching into the IPA territory. This allows the beer to stay sweeter like an actual pumpkin without being too sweet, a nice happy medium. Night Owl isn't messing around with the label of pumpkin ale either. America's favorite decorative squash is added constantly throughout the making of this beer. Raw and roasted pumpkin seeds make up part of the mash, pumpkin puree and pumpkin juice are added during the brewing, and chunks of pumpkin are added in both the mash and fermentation phase. You can practically carve this beer into a goddamn jack-o'-lantern, but it's better to just drink it. Along with all that pumpkin comes a mild aroma of nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, cloves, and allspice to give Night Owl by Elysian Brewing a well-balanced brew of sweet, spicy, and bitter, perfect for the fall season. You can pick up a 6-pack of this dark gold Washington native at most Total Wines for around $10, making it less expensive than many other pumpkin ales as well. Alright, halftime's over. Let's get back to the game. Finding yourself behind and need to make a big play happen? Well, you can do so using your team's big play cards. Each player will get 2 of these cards at the start of the game that they can use once per half. Most cards give you a roll for additional yards after a completed catch, but a few teams have some nice defensive game changers as well. It all depends on the team you choose. At the end of the fourth quarter, the team with the highest score is the winner. If players find themselves in a tie at the end of the fourth, then overtime begins. Overtime works like a regular game, except if the starting offensive team scores a touchdown, they win. If they only score a field goal or fail to score, then the other team gets a chance on offense. If the game is still tied after each team has had the ball once, play continues until someone scores next and is declared the winner. NFL Showdown will likely never find a spot on your top 10 favorites list, or even your top 100 for that matter. Even for what it is, it can be a little clunky. The first down marker doesn't sit on the board too well, the board itself will not stay flat, it's overall kind of plain looking, certain elements of the real game are left out entirely, the ball turns over way more than it would in real life, and the playbook cards don't offer a lot of variety in what happens on any given play. But where this game truly shines is in its simplicity. Board games about football go back almost 70 years, and many of them involve a lot of pen and paper and statistical math. Some of them do nothing but vibrate around or have just an ungodly amount of dice rolling involved. By sacrificing much of the realistic elements of the sport, which a board game was never going to capture anyway, NFL Showdown has given us a streamlined and simple game about football that doesn't take too long to play and will appeal to both adults and kids alike. It's not going to be the main event at your game night, but what it can be, and what it probably was designed to be, is a great addition to your Sunday football ritual. Something to do during halftime, or a way to keep the kids busy while you watch the actual game on TV. And again, kicking that ball through the uprights is just fantastic fun. Now, maybe this is still a little too niche for you, but if you're in the market for something light and simple or want to do something a little more fun during halftime than listen to that god-awful game analysis they do, then consider NFL Showdown. Here at Board Games and Brews, we love it, not only for what it is, but also for what it doesn't try to be. And for that, we've given NFL Showdown a 6.5 out of 10. It's not always going to hit the table, but when it does, we're going to have a great time with it. Especially when you pair it with Night Owl by Elysian Brewing. Don't forget to pick up a pack of this wonderful taste of autumn for your next game day. Whether that game is on your table or on your television, you won't be disappointed. For Board Games and Brews, I'm Bryce Castle, and we'll catch you at the table next time.